Oh yes, yeah. Editing's the things. We are editing all of the internet. Yes, the internet. It is live. We are editing it. We are editing. What? Edit? Oh, hello. I am just setting this up now. So you just have to bear with me. I'm just about to start editing and doing cool things. But first, of course, okay. For some reason the audio is not playing. Figure out if I can figure out why that is. Let's see if I can figure out why. Strange.
At transportevolve.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech primers and car reviews. It's Friday, December 18th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and here's the final regular 10 show until next year because, well, it's Christmas next week, and I'm pretty...
Okay. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hello everybody. I am editing the video. Nikki. Video. Alright, so I'm assuming that we are live right now. I think we are doing the thing. So this is good. I'm just now trying to see if I can find this channel so I can tweet it and tell people that we are tweeting. There we go. Edit. There we go. It's good. I'm just now trying to see if... there we go. So, I will do the little tweety thing and let everybody know that I'm now live editing.
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. These stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today? Just head to our website at transportevolve.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech primers and car reviews. It's Friday, December 18th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and here's the final regular 10 show until next year because, well, it's Christmas next week, and I'm pretty sure that you don't want a show that day. Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo compliant DC quick charging stations around the world, more than double the number that there were this time last year. The actual figure is 10,156, at least it was as of midweek, and the association says more than one half of all electric cars in the world today use the standard to quickly replenish their battery packs. So well done to the Chademo Association and all of those who help make long distance trips more pleasurable for electric car owners. Of course, Chademo isn't just a standard for getting power into an electric car battery. It can also be used to pull power out of an electric vehicle's battery pack, making it possible to use an electric vehicle or a hydrogen fuel cell car as a backup power supply in the event of a disaster. And this week, that's just what was going on in Japan, when the International Research Institute of Disaster Science, or IRADES for short, held a mock earthquake disaster drill to see how electric cars, like the Nissan ENG 200 minivan, could be used to provide emergency power to a disaster command centre. This time, the team actually used a low-powered 100-volt inverter rather than a Chademo big home system to pull power from 2 all-electric minivans. But despite the low-tech solution, the drill was hailed an absolute success. What's more, it demonstrated how any of us could do the same thing with a plug-in car, with the proper equipment, of course. So next time the power goes out, remember your electric car could help you out. From using electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British automaker Jaguar.
Sorry guys, if you hear this weird noise in the background, it's me grinding coffee. Because it's still early in the morning here and I haven't had my coffee yet. And so I'm listening to, this is the edit as far as it got yesterday evening. We filmed yesterday evening. Let me just go down and show you kind of where it starts. As you'll see, let's see if I can delve in a bit more. Oh, that's the background. Whoops. Clicked on the wrong one there. So that's what it starts off like. It doesn't start off looking like that at all. It starts off looking like doobie-doo, doobie-doo-doo. Starts off looking like that. So what I do is I turn the I get the video, I mash it all up together. I then export this as a timeline. The audio is recorded from a lav mic, and I knock out the audio from the camera, which I use as a reference point for syncing. And then there's an email from my wife apparently, which I will bring in the other window there. Apparently what I then do, sorry, I'm distracted. What I then do is I colour this using DaVinci Resolve, which just allows me to knock myself out more easily. So DaVinci Resolve has got some great colouring tools, and you'll notice that I look slightly different in this version as opposed to that version. You'll notice that I've increased the reds a little bit, increased the contrast, increased the reds, made me look a little brighter. And I've also changed the colouring on the background so that you can see the green more easily, and so that the green can be knocked out more easily as well, which, you know, helps. So once I've done my green screen knockout, then I add a mask, which is what you see here. Okay. And then I drop in the background. So, and then I create a compound clip, sorry, of all the different elements that I just drop in there. And from there, and you add your lower thirds and you chop up your thing as you see fit. And this is what I've got so far. So you'll see also at the end here.
Bridge newbie electric car owner. And that's most definitely not the way that Toyota wanted its revolutionary hydrogen fuel cell technology to launch. Whoops. Talking of things going whoops, we completely forgot until about half an hour ago that this is the last regular show of the year. So if you've been watching this year, we are very grateful for your company. We are going to try and bash out some special shows over the holiday period, after which we're off to CES and then to a very top secret location for some testing. So we're hoping to be back with you just as soon as we can in the new year. In the meantime, you'll find all the news that's fit to print on our website at transportevolve.com. You can catch up with us on Twitter at transportevolve, or check out our latest shows on our usual YouTube channel. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider keeping us independent and impartial by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/transportevolve and pledging your support from as little as $1 per month. You know, if everyone who watched this video made that pledge, it'd fund some great new shows, and it would also allow us to expand our staff too. So go on, help us out. As always, there's a lot we haven't managed to fit into today's show, including news of the Hyperloop pod building competition in Texas at the end of January, how Nissan is likely to launch a range-extended electric car next year, news of another Chinese-backed automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown, and we give you an update on our long-term Hakkapeliitta R2 winter tyres. So when we're done, be sure to head to our site to read them all. Thanks for watching. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Have a great weekend, have a great Christmas, and until next time, keep evolving.
So you see, I mean, we've got this is the basic bit that we've done. If you want to see what these elements are made up of, obviously go back in the show. You'll see here on the left I've got something called a B-roll library, which contains all the different vehicles that we feature on the show at some point or other. Essentially, if an automaker gives you B-roll, you keep it, and you keep it safe, because not all automakers keep their B-roll up forever. And you never know if that B-roll is ever going to come back. So when they release it, you just nab it and off you go. So now what I'm going to do is, you'll see these markers here. These are just markers in between the different bits of the various shots that I'm going to be doing. So the first one is
Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry.
Okay, so what I need to do is, I've already imported this. So somewhere on this list there'll be Jaguar Formula E, and these are the so I really like that. I just want to make sure that there's no other. This is more of a talky one. So I think let's go back to this lovely Tron-esque video, and we'll just scroll through. You know what, actually, that opening will be good, I think. I'm going to use that as our opening. So hit I for my in and out point. Okay, and then I just literally just drag that onto my timeline. I eyeballed that pretty well, as you can tell. I've been doing this a while now, so I know roughly when something is going to match. Then I'm going to go Shift Control S to knock out the audio. So then we're left with
Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this appear on the television screen, which is just here. So what we're going to do is, you'll see we have an effect here called the screen. And I'm going to drag the screen to my Jaguar clip, and now
Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry. Nissan.
Now the screen is a preset that I created myself, so that it makes it easier to see what's going on the screen, and I don't have to do it manually every time. So this next bit here.
Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like.
So that's another one, we've already got that. So, but I don't think I've imported that yet, so you'll get to see the import process. Nope, I haven't done that. So, I'm going to go to File, Import Media. Hopefully, it's already on my desktop. Desktop. No, it's not. So I actually need to go and get that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Nissan Europe newsroom. I'll bring that in because you can then see see what I'm doing here. Oh, get rid of that and let me minimize this. Otherwise you won't be able to see it. So, in fact, let me, excuse me, let me just move that over there so you can see where we're going from. Alright, so this is the Fuel Station of the Future piece, and there is a video, which is this one. I'm going to download that, 18.5 megabytes. It's not going to be very high quality, unfortunately. It's one of those things. I'll just wait for that to download. Don't we love internet connections that are super fast? Alrighty, so when I go back here, actually, I'm just going to make this a bigger window and we'll do it like this. It'll be easier, because then I can show you other stuff as and when it happens. So I'm going to go to import media. Now at the moment we're just about to put some new drives in. So we've got rid of all of our proxy media and optimized media for now. But in the future we would create optimized and proxy. That's what I normally do. But I had to kind of delete the optimized and the proxy because I didn't have enough space on the remaining hard drives to put stuff in. You'll hear this. There's these here. These are two brand new 6 terabyte SAS Hitachi drives, which are going to go in this weekend. We've got a new card on the way to install that. So I'm just going to import that and you'll see how quickly that happens. Background tasks. And now if we want to play that video, we just click on the video and we can actually bring that up. Okay, so you get the idea there of the video. So now, what I'll do in a second, once I've finished making my tea, is I will then drag that bit of video into my main timeline and you can see it. So as you can see, I mean, this is basically all B-roll footage that we've got from Nissan and various other people over the years to use for particular stories. Another one here is the Mitsubishi Outlander. We've got the new Mitsubishi Outlander footage which came in today. So while I'm making my tea, I'm actually going to play this because I haven't seen it yet. So when an automaker does this kind of stuff, They give you, basically this is the B-roll footage that you can then use to go in the background for your stories. I mean, this is exactly why they produce it, and you'll see that we've got one there from London as well. This one's probably got, this one's got some shots from in London. It looks like this one doesn't have any audio, so that's fine. But the one we were looking at was the Nissan Leaf one. Okay, that's the money shot there. So that one's slightly longer than it needs to be. Oh, no, it is literally only a few tenths of a second longer. I do the same thing that I did previously, so I just drag my faux screen on. It works pretty well, I find. I just drag my faux screen on. So let me just gonna let other people know that I'm editing live. Okay. If anyone has any questions, you can put them in the chat. That's absolutely fine. And you're more than welcome to ask any questions you might have. All right. So, where was I?
What charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around.
Okay, so I don't actually have any B-roll of this, but I have plenty of B-roll for the Toyota Mirai hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. So, I'm just going to go through here and find a good shot. You know what? This actually looks pretty good, but there's probably a better one around here. I want an action shot, really.
Come together in that fuel cell, and it makes DC electricity.
That's incredible.
And it doesn't even smell.
Okay. Again, this shot's just a wee bit short, so that one's not going to work. I thought it might have been. I need a slightly longer shot. Here we go. think that's probably going to be enough. More than enough. So I just realised I'd shut the video so no one could actually ask me any questions. Okay. So now I'm going to do the screen fix for both of these. Bump, bump, and this is what it would look like.
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. These stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today? Just head to our website at transportevolved.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech primers and car reviews. It's Friday, December 18th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and here's the final regular 10 show until next year because, well, it's Christmas next week, and I'm pretty sure that you don't want a show that day. Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge standard.
Okay, so I just dropped myself a little thing in there because actually, otherwise I forget that I need to end the intro. Kind of runs from there to there. So now this is going to be a tough one because I don't actually have any official Chademo quick charge standard videos. However, I picked up something yesterday from Nissan. Really nice beginning. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be long enough, but let's find out. It's nowhere near long enough. But that's fine, because I can use that later on in this segment. And the other piece, I think, with a nice long Chademo thing will be here. Oh, okay. Let's see what this is like. Oh, I also have another good video that I can use. I might even have an even better slot for this, which is in my other clips and B-roll. Ecotricity. Excellent.
Nissan Leaf, a 100% electric car that uses the DC Chademo charger. You choose that option by pressing the button where it says DC. Put your card on the reader and then follow the instructions.
Perfect.
The DC Chademo input is the one on the left-hand side in this picture. You gently insert the charge plug into the socket and pull the lever. Push it in and pull the lever. Then you press the green tick button. The charger communicates with the car and very soon it starts charging.
Okay, so pop that in there. Let's pop that in there. Whoops, and pop that in there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And now we need to credit the video. So for that I need to go to my furniture. Furniture is basically a little video that I made that gives that allows me to credit all the videos, so by making a little tiny lower third that goes along the bottom. So let's bring that in line here and underneath like so. Oops. I don't know if this is going to show. Okay, that's not quite in the right place, so let me move it to there, which is where it should be. And actually, while I remember, please forgive me, I'm actually going to put that back in the right place, otherwise it will move around between the episodes and I don't like that. So video credit, and this one I need to change that so it says ecotricity. Excellent. So
day. Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo assembled more than double the number that there were DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo compliant DC quick charging stations around the world, more than double the number that there were this time last year.
oh, hello. Thank you for watching the stream. My brain was a bit miles behind
Chademo
there.
DC Quick Charge Standard.
Oh, hang on, that's not right.
The Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard.
No, it's this one that we need to edit. Okay. If you note, we had a bit of a frame jump
Getting
there.
on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association. Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard.
Don't know if that's going to look right.
The Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced...
No, it's not going to work. So, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to drag these two. I could retime them, but I don't want to, so I'm going to actually just drag those so they start at the same time.
Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo compliant DC quick charging stations around the world.
Okay, I think I'm going to have to go to there And then I've got another bit of B-roll here that I can drop in. So, do. You know, I think there might even be a bit in here. No, it's not long enough. Okay. I wish I could go on the French trains like that. That would be so awesome. Of course, I've got to get the other automakers that do rapid charging in here too. So I think if I do this,
charge standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo compliant DC quick charging stations around the world, more than double the number that there were this time last year.
see, people never actually, I don't know if you've noticed this, but nobody actually shows the charging stations being unplugged, only the charging stations being plugged in. Which is a bit, yes. Right, so.
Very easy.
Powerful in the conventional sense. It's quick and it's spirited. It's fun to drive. So that's the thing I think that's going to make electric cars develop their own niche.
This is the first publicly available quick charger in the United States. As you can see here, if you connect a iMeave to this vehicle, you'll be able to charge an iMeave to 80% in 30 minutes. More.
Great. Of course, it helps that I know I know my B-roll footage fairly well now, so I can generally find what I need fairly quickly.
The actual figure is 10,156, at least it was as of midweek, and the association...
Oh, hang on. I was wrong. I've got to get the credits at the top. I keep forgetting this. This is a new thing. We've only just started putting video credits in, which is what you're supposed to do. So I was forgetting.
Yeah. The actual figure is 10,156, at least it was as of midweek, and the association says more than one half of all electric cars in the world today use the standard to quickly replenish their battery packs.
Right, so that's going to be my switch back to me point. So now I want the Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrids. So why let's not use some of the new stuff, which is here. Scrub through this. Oh, well, that's interesting. Mitsubishi hasn't put any any money shots of its car charging, but I have some right here. So
The warrant should not cause any alarm. During this process, the air conditioning system may automatically activate to provide extra cooling to the battery.
okay. Let's see if I can find the Kia. There's got to be some money shots of Kia doing its thing. So, in fact, I know that I have some money somewhere, money shot somewhere of Kia being plugged in. I don't really want to use the hamsters. I mean, I could use the hamsters. I use the hamsters at every opportunity because, come on, let's face it, the hamsters are awesome. But at the same point, not everybody likes the hamsters. The hamsters are not all the awesome. Not for everybody. Okay, I think I can get away with that. Just about. Video credit, Kia Motors for the Kias. I don't know why. And then this is what the final thing looks like.
Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge standard.
Do you know what? I am actually going to change this. I'm going to go to there, and I'm hoping that I can extend this. Yes, look at that. Beautiful.
Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo compliant DC quick charging stations around the world, more than double the number that there were this time last year. The actual figure is 10,156, at least it was as of midweek, and the association says more than one half of all electric cars in the world today use the standard to quickly replenish their battery packs. So well done to the Chademo Association and all of those who help make long distance trips more pleasurable for electric car owners. Of course, Chademo...
Okay, so I've got to that point. I'm happy with that. So the next one is going to be about EVs in an emergency situation. So we are going to now go and do that one. So this is a great story, actually. This came through the middle of the week. This is what happens working in a disaster situation, keeping a Nissan ENV200 to keep the power on. I haven't seen this B-roll footage because I downloaded it last night before bed, so I'm just going to look through this now. It's going to be a little boring, I'm sorry. Oh look, that is actually a fairly good shot. Establishing shots, yay! So we've got 7 people watching now, so where are you all from? Are you Transport Evolved fans, or are you just browsing the stream and finding this video editing stream and going, I want to watch now? Alright.
But we can prepare our communities to be more damage resistant and ready for rapid reconstruction. There are some things only a 100% electric vehicle can do. This is the premise of EV for Resilience, a concept being developed at Nissan. To learn how EVs can provide support, let's see how the response to a major disaster unfolds in time. Even at homes that escape serious damage, the lifelines of essential utilities, electricity, water and gas, are disconnected. In the Great East Japan earthquake, electricity was the first lifeline restored. Still, it took more than 24 hours in most areas. The electric vehicle Nissan Leaf would serve as an emergency power source in this case. Through a system called Vehicle to Home, Nissan Leaf provides enough electricity to power a household for up to 2 days. One hour after the disaster, conditions force other area residents to move to community shelters, which are also temporarily disconnected from lifeline utilities. EVs produce no gas exhaust, so they can be safely used indoors. A Nissan Leaf battery is able to supply heat and lights for the shelter. 3 hours after the disaster. Emergency food supplies stored at the shelter notwithstanding, people will crave warm meals. The electric vehicle ENV200 has 2 external AC sockets, which can directly power portable stoves, water pots, and other kitchen devices. Such a simple power source has a wide range of uses that dramatically improves quality of life in the shelter. "24 hours after the disaster. Electricity is the first lifeline
Okay. Cool. So I know I can use these. Sorry, I was just watching the video and got carried away.
Of course, Chademo isn't just a standard for getting power into an electric car battery. It can also be used to pull power out of an electric vehicle's battery pack, making it possible to use an electric vehicle or a hydrogen fuel cell car as a backup power supply in the event of a disaster.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so, disaster. Okay, I think I'm going to establish this shot. Maybe not. Oh my goodness, the camera work on that's shonky. That's some shonky camera work, Nissan. I'm sorry. Oh my word, I can't use any of that. Maybe I can use this bit though, let's find out. Oh no, that's got... It looks like they've been tying in the camera to the front of the car. No, that might work. I suppose that could work. There we go. Yeah, that's nowhere near as long as it needs to be. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Mr. Dude with his loud hailer going, "Oi! Get out the building! You're in trouble!" I shouldn't joke about this though, because I live in the Pacific Northwest and we have the Ring of Fire, and this is actually a really, really serious thing. Megaquake, if you want to protect yourself in the Pacific Northwest, get an EV! Because you can run your power off it, as this shows. There we go. Throwing stuff out the window. There we go. Whoosh! Out the window. Okay, cool. Lovely. Look at that. Perfect. No, I want the guy throwing stuff out the window. And then I think we'll go to there.
Of course, Chademo isn't just a standard for getting power into an electric car battery. It can also be used to pull power out of an electric vehicle's battery pack, making it possible to use an electric vehicle or a hydrogen fuel cell car as a backup power supply in the event of a disaster. And this week, that's just what was going on in Japan, when the International Research Institute of Disaster Science, or IRADES for short, held a mock earthquake disaster drill to see how electric cars, like the Nissan ENV200 minivan, could be used to provide emergency power to a disaster command centre. This time, the team
Whoa.
a command centre.
Running away with myself there. Okay, so let's see.
And this week, that's just what was going on in Japan, when the International Research Institute of Disaster Science, or IRADES for short, held a mock earthquake disaster drill to see how electric cars, like the Nissan ENV200 minivan, could be used to provide emergency power to a disaster command centre.
Perfect. Showing people plugging stuff in. This is good.
And prepare our communities to be more damage resistant and ready for rapid reconstruction. There are some things only a 100% electric vehicle can do. This is the premise of EV for Resilience, a concept being developed at Nissan. To learn how EVs can provide support, let's see how the response to a major disaster unfolds in time. Even at homes that escape serious damage, the lifelines of essential utilities, electricity, water and gas, are disconnected. In the Great East Japan earthquake, electricity was the first lifeline restored. Still, it took more than 24 hours in most areas. The electric vehicle Nissan Leaf would serve as an emergency power source in this case. Through a system called Vehicle to Home, Nissan Leaf provides enough electricity to power a household for up to 2 days.
Okay. I love these Japanese videos. I think they're brilliant. They're just lovely. I just love them. I think they're great. Alright, let's see how that works.
Centre. This time, the team actually used a low-powered 100-volt inverter rather than a Chademo vehicle-to-home system to pull power from 2 all-electric minivans. But despite the low-tech solution, the drill was hailed an absolute success.
Ah! Hello! Thank you for dropping by. I'm editing a video about Japanese disaster preparedness. So, I'm thinking that this is the end of my second segment. And for those who are watching, who haven't seen as far as you've got, I'll just go back to the beginning and show you where this all starts. So it starts with the script. It starts with a script which looks like that. That is my script. I then put that onto a program called Teleprompt Plus, which runs on my really old first generation iPad, and I record it. It looks, when you start, whoops, no, it doesn't look like that. It looks like this. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's the coloured version. It looks, please excuse me, it looks like this.
Seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. And these stories and more coming up next on 10.
So you'll see. This is just recorded with a camera. You'll see at various points in this that I screw up and swear about it.
This week, after being granted autonomous vehicle license plates for the US state of Nevada. The plates will go on some autonomous Prius bollocks.
And you see that, I do the usual stuff. So this is the camera stops, camera starts, sort the script out, go back and start again. And this audio track here, the plates will go on here, some prototype. This audio track you can see here is actually recorded from a lav mic, which I have, which is in Road Rec, and I can show you this as well. I might as well show you the whole process, I guess. Right. So this is the audio that comes in.
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. And these stories and more coming up next on 10.
And you can hear there's a lot of background noise and whatnot.
Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today?
Luckily, once you turn everything else on, think that's what I ended up with.
Boys are referring to today, just head to our website at transportevolve.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech master drill to see how electric cars like the Nissan ENV.
So that's the audio. I make the audio sound nice, then I export the audio and it comes in. In question of how much do you condense down to the 10-minute or so Final Cut, well, you'll see here, there's at the bottom, that's 17 minutes worth of footage. I've got pretty good. When I started, this would go on sometimes 40 minutes worth of footage. I've got really good at reading the teleprompt. So these days, generally, I can condense that down pretty quickly. I'm much better than I used to be in terms of condensing stuff down. A lot better. So once I've done this, once I've got my rough cut, which is basically the video and the audio synced. I actually record video on the camera too, but the camera audio is so rubbish. I use my lav mic, which you'll see just there. That is what I record with. There you go. That bit there. And then I sync that up. I then export this. So I'll go File, Export XML. I export that as a file, and I go into something called DaVinci Resolve. So, DaVinci Resolve is a colouring suite, and you'll notice that my green screen is not very good, not very well coloured, because I don't have very good lighting. So what I do in DaVinci Resolve is I wait. And this, you'll see, the various 10s I've worked on in DaVinci. So this is yesterday's DaVinci Resolve document. Now this actually goes over 2 screens, so you'll have to forgive me, I can't share the other screen with you. But you'll see here that essentially this is the raw video and audio, and then what I do is I actually colour it, and you'll see there that I've created a workflow for 2 different things. So the first workflow I do, I've just used to bring up the reds, give me a little lift, knock down the gamma towards the blue and the offset towards the blue, just to help enhance the blue in my outfit, and also to make my face and other skin areas and my hair just a little brighter, a little redder. I then use a colour selector tool to select all of the green screen, which you'll see there, and then I basically lift all of the greens so that they're really strong. I then export that again as an XML file, and that comes back into this, which is 10106. And if I go down into the levels here, you'll see that green is really vivid, and that makes it easier for me to knock the green out. I have a fairly good keyer in macOS X for Final Cut Pro. I then use this plate as a mask to get rid of the external stuff. And then what you're left with is what you see here. So we've got the various elements. There's me. There's the video, the logo that goes on the screen, and then there's the actual screen itself. So once I've done that, then I go into the edit window where I add my lower thirds and my text. And then we add things like...
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. And these stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoy today's...
Now, in response to that question you made about how many minutes it takes, how much footage I normally have. On a good day, you know, as I said, about 17 minutes is enough for me. But if I was a picky so-and-so, which I am a lot of the time, if I had my druthers, I'd actually film this 2 or 3 times. There's very rarely a video that goes out where I look at it and go, yep, this is perfect. But we operate on a $500 budget a month. And on that we have to pay myself, we have to pay the bills, well, $600 a month budget, we have to pay the bills, pay me, pay for things like CES and the technology. We've just had to buy a new RAID controller card, so things like that cost money, and so we are on a very, very tight budget, and that means that I have to work very efficiently, and that doesn't always mean that I get to spend the amount of time polishing this that I'd like. But while I just answer, while I talk to you guys a bit more, I'm just going to render this up as far as I've got. So you'll see that how quickly that render process takes. And just in case anyone's interested, actually, in terms of the equipment and the hardware that I'm running this on, this is not a Mac. This is a Hackintosh Pro. It's got an i7 4.3 GHz overclocked i7 in it. It's got a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 with 2 GB of RAM. It has 32 gigabytes of memory. Whoops. And then it's got a buttload of storage space. Now at the moment you'll see that a lot of these drives are empty. It's because I'm preparing to put in two new drives today, which will increase my storage to 12 terabytes in total. So you see here that we've got some drives that are not connected in this setup, but I mean you see 3 terabytes. That's an SSD. This is 1 terabyte SSD in RAID. I think I calculated it was something like 30 something terabytes worth of storage in total. A lot of that will be used to do the optimized video and the proxy media, which my computer will spend all weekend rendering with, probably. But you'll see that this process is quite time consuming. It takes me about a day to make 10, from sitting down with nothing and to getting it out the door. Those who watch the site regularly, who go to transportevolved.com, will notice that we generally only do 2 or 3 stories on a Thursday. That's because Thursday afternoon I have to film it before my kids come home from school, because I don't have a special studio to film it in. And then on the Friday we just edit the heck out of it. Now actually I'm further ahead today than I normally would be at this time on a Friday morning, because I have appointments all afternoon. So if I don't get this out the door by noon, I am in big trouble. But this time last week I hadn't even got this far. I didn't finish work until sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock at night in the evening, by which point it was essentially a Saturday morning publication for those of you who are east of the Greenwich Meridian. But today hopefully I'll get this out before most people go to bed. Obviously we've missed people in New Zealand and Australia. It's well and truly Saturday morning for them now, but most people should see this before the end of the day. Oh, that noise you can hear is probably my hard drive. You can probably hear that. It's one of my hard drives. That's my RAID 0 G-Tech Thunderbolt drive, which is invaluable to me. It really is. It's a beautiful drive, and that is being used right now to basically transcode and render as far as I've got. Now you notice a couple of weeks ago we switched the video. I don't know if anybody noticed. We used to have this weird kind of space age effect in the videos and like a transition. It wasn't very popular, and some of the fans liked it, but other people didn't, and so we cut it. And now, instead of filming each of those 8 news items, or 9 news items as it is this week, and having a pause in between them so I could have a breather, I'm now essentially reading the 10-minute scripts straight out. And if I make a mistake, I go to a point that I know that I can make a transition in the script without anybody noticing. And that's what you'll see down here in a second. You'll see here this story, the Mitsubishi Outlander story. I've actually got two edit points in there because I screwed it up. So next on this list, I'm just trying to remember what this one is. Big cat racing. So Jaguar is next. Yay. That is not a good freeze frame, I just noticed. Caption competition, I think, on the way on that one. Oh, that's too good. I'm going to have to share that. Save current frame. Okay, we're nearly there. 54%. Ugh. Alright, let's see if we can go the next one now.
From using electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British
Jaguar. Jaguar.
Electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British automaker Jaguar Land Rover this week that it intends to enter the world of single-seat motorsport for the first time since 2004.
Okay.
With an official team entry for the 3rd annual all-electric FIA Formula E race series.
Okay, so that's the long of that introduction.
Nothing can stop the flying Jaguar turning history in the making. Jaguar's life performance excels with each lap. To the glories of the past, the successes of the present, and the achievements of the future. Achievements of the future. Achievements of the future. The future. The future.
we're here to announce the Jaguar is returning to racing.
Right. And then with any hope, yes. Oops.
From using electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British automaker Jaguar. From using electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British automaker Jaguar Land Rover this week that it intends to enter the world of single-seat motorsport. News from British automaker Jaguar Land Rover this week that it intends to enter the world of single-seat motorsport for the first time since 2004. With an official team entry for the third annual all-electric FIA Formula E race series. Jaguar, which left Formula One back. Jaguar, which left Formula One back when it was still owned by Ford, announced its triumphant return with a suitably electrifying video, the release of its official race design for the 2016-2017 season, and the promise that its time on the racetrack will help bring all-electric models to market.
I don't normally do that.
We're particular fans of this Tron-esque video, which not only pleases our inner geeks, but also does a pretty good job of electrifying Formula E for those who may not have seen it before. Of course, we'll find out more about the drivers that will join the team in the coming months, so as soon as we know who will be racing for the big cats, we'll let you know. Talking about...
Okay, oh, feel free to keep...
Time on the racetrack will help bring all-electric models to market. We're particular fans of this Tron-esque video.
Why does the E-Jag have engine noise? I don't know. It's a really good question, Steve. Good to see you, Steve. Well, it sounds more like, it does sound like they've basically ripped off Tron. It's going to be interesting to see if Disney is going to be upset with us. You have plenty more questions. Jolly good. Jolly good. Jolly good. And Steve, you've just sent me some lovely B-roll footage. You are a gent, sir. Thank you very much. Very, very nice. That's marketing at its best. That's brilliant. Actually, I might even use some of that in this show today, possibly. All right.
Of this Tron-esque video, which not only pleases our inner geeks, but also does a pretty good job of electrifying Formula E for those who may not. Talking about the UK, we also brought you the news at the start of the week, which might make those of you who like their plug-ins with all-wheel drive a little happier. That's because on Monday...
Oh, shoot! Did you see that?
Those of you who like their plug-ins with all-wheel drive a little happier.
You see that edit point there? That is the point at which I need to... She says, trying to gulp down the rest of her coffee. That's the point that I need to change the setup for this video. So I need to grab a nice little bit of footage from maybe jolly old England. I don't have any off-road footage of the Mitsubishi Outlander, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. But look, I think I can probably use this. Did you hear the sound effects there? That was me doing my sound effects. There we go. Oops. Perfect. Mitsubishi. Well, okay. Okay, now I can go get lunch. Be right back. Have a nice lunch, Steve. Question, what was it? I can't even speak this morning. What got you started in reporting for 10? Was it initially a hobby where you pre-positioned? Okay, so I am a classically trained musician. I can actually send you a link here. See if I can find myself. Well, you know what? Actually, that's probably the best place to send you. Yeah. So that is where I started off. I was a musician, and I got into electric cars or green vehicles back in 1990. No, goodness. Well, it would have been, because I was born in 79, so I'm 36. Would have been 1990. There were some floods in the marshland where my dad grazed cattle, and it changed my life forever because the farmer that my dad worked for couldn't afford to pay to keep the animals over winter because the grazing land was finished. It was basically destroyed. And so my father lost his job because they sold the farm. The farmer had to sell the farm, and we had to move, and it was kind of a pivotal point in my history because I had to move from a really beautiful bucolic part of East Anglia in the UK, where everything was, you know, pretty peachy and perfect, at least to my 11, 12-year-old brain. And then we had to move nearer to Norwich in East Anglia, and it was at that point that I realised that you know, we were doing something bad to the planet, and we needed to stop. Kind of my awareness of global warming and freak weather patterns. But my love of electric vehicles actually goes back until I was about 3 or 4. My sisters had a book. They were much older than me. One is 10 years older than me, and one is 15 years older than me. And it was called The Tree of Knowledge, and it had a picture of an electric car in. And I was a precocious little 6-year-old kid. I was reading at quite a high level before I went to school. And I saw this picture of an Enfield Electric. It was bright red, had a curved windscreen, and I still remember the picture. It was a cutaway picture showing the batteries inside the car. So that's how I got into electric vehicles as fun, way back when. So that's when my seed was set. But how did I get reporting? I was working as an EV enthusiast more than 10 years ago now. And it was just as the EV ones were being crushed, etc., etc. And I made friends with a lot of the folks who were involved in that, Chelsea Sexton being one of them. And she had said to me, "There's a guy coming to London, I think you should meet him." His name was John Volker. And I said, okay, I'll meet him. I went for breakfast with him from London. I got on the train, basically trained into London, had breakfast with him, chatted with him, and he's the editor of Green Car Reports. And after chatting with him and talking to him, I was offered a job. I wrote for them for a while. Now, previously I had worked for a while. I was unable to play the oboe for about a year and a half due to health reasons, and so I worked for Mac Format magazine, in the UK as a disc editor, and I was, I edited the discs that you get on your magazines. So I had worked in journalism before, and when I was a kid I used to go and help out at the local radio station, so I've always been into radio and television. I nearly had a TV show of my own back in 2005, 2006, but at the same time I nearly got myself a TV show. It got to the point where we'd made a promo for it, but it wasn't commissioned because it was about the same time as Junkyard Wars and Scrap Heap Challenge and everything else, and they decided they didn't need another techie car show, but it would have been a great show. It was great fun filming the promo. That was brilliant. So fast forward, I'm kind of not telling you this in order. I then ended up doing a bit of work for Green Car Reports. Worked for them for a couple of years, ended up being nabbed to go and work for a charity which I thought I'd enjoy as a press person, their press spokesperson. I thought I'd enjoy it, I hated it, by which point I was already doing Transport Evolved, the show, because I had been involved in a show called the EV Cast, which I left because they were essentially mocking of the technology rather than they were mocking of the technology, and they didn't take themselves seriously, which I didn't mind, but they were inaccurate in their reporting, which I did. So I had already got Transport Evolved going. When I went back into journalism, I worked for another site for a while, but I didn't really get on with the editor. You either get on with your editor or you don't, and so I then decided, with the wonderful Mark Chatterley, to strike out on our own and set up our own site. Mark's kind of in the periphery these days because he has to, he has another job. But I'm essentially now I'm the boss lady at Transport Evolved. It's my baby. I own the company in the US. And what you see now is where you are. We get about 80,000 to 100,000 uniques a month. I don't like adverts. I don't watch adverts. I've got ad blockers, so why should I expect anybody else to have to not use ad blockers? So we came to the realization when we moved over here 3 or 4 months ago that ad blockers were stupid and that we weren't going to be making a lot of money from them, so we went to Patreon, and that's where we end up now. And so now everything we do is now through Transport Evolved on Patreon, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to share with you because why not? That's our Patreon page, and it's really, it's really kind of, this is how much we get a month, just under $600 a month. That is what we use to fund everything. Is 10 sustaining me full time? Well, this is the thing. I'm an adoptive mum. I've got 2 kids. 10 is not the main show, so Transport Evolved is the main show. This is what I do during the week. That's the main Monday to Friday meet the matter. We're writing 2 to 3,000 words a day, between 3 and 5 articles a day, and I'll admit it's not making me a huge amount of money. It's not making me barely minimum wage. I'm making about $1.50 an hour. But I'm lucky in so much as my partner's in a fairly decent job. We're making ends meet, let's put it like that. In order for Transport Evolved to be truly sustainable, we need to be making about 2 or 3 times the amount of money we currently are. But since we stopped doing adverts, we're doing a lot better, which is very interesting. We are very much happier. I work from home, which is a bit of a downside because get a bit trapped in. Ultimately, I'd like Transport Evolved to have a studio somewhere and lots of extra people working with us or for us. We want to be impartial. We believe that being part of that integrity is important, in some ways more important than bringing in huge amounts of money from ad revenue and stuff. And there are some other sites out there who I feel may crash and burn eventually. We're doing it differently. People seem to like what we're doing. We just go from there. I was saying to my partner the other day, I will keep doing Transport Evolved until one of two things happens. Either I'm unable to, I really do need to find another job because we can't make ends meet anymore, or I am offered a job with something like the Discovery Network, doing documentaries, and presenting. Or I can do lots of voiceover, or I could end up doing voiceover work, because I do love doing voiceover work. I've got a 4-octave vocal range, and I'm pretty good at accents and stuff. I've done some radio ads and things before, and I will do that on the side if I have to. But ultimately, those are the two things really that, or there's some reason health-wise why I can't do it. I may lose the ability to drive at some point in the future due to health conditions, and that may mean that I can't do any car reviews anymore. I will probably still doing the site, but that might sort of change things slightly. But we'll see. I'm happy. The site's doing well. People like what we do. We're a small fish in a very big pond, but we're a small fish with a big address book. And when an automaker rings you up and says, please come to an event, and I said, I can't go because I'm at CES, and then they turn around and say, no, you can't, you can't send anybody else, you can only send you. Then at that point, you know that you're making a difference. Right, I'm just going to carry on doing a bit more editing because it's now 10:30 and I've got an hour and a half to finish this. So keep asking the questions, I'll keep the window up, I'll keep looking, but I'm going to push ahead and do this now for a bit.
I brought you the news at the start of the week, which might make those of you who like their plug-ins with all-wheel drive a little happier. That's because on Monday, Mitsubishi announced a new trim level for the 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid. The new trim, GX5HS, sits above the existing GX5H trim level and pushes the 5-seat mid-size crossover plug-in hybrid a little closer to the luxury end of the market.
Okay. The other thing to bear in mind is we say to everybody, if you can help, make a donation, and if you can't help with that, then just tell everybody else about us, because the more people we have watching and paying attention to us, ultimately the better our coverage becomes, and the more people come to our site, and that helps us out no end as well. Great. So I'm afraid I'm going to be doing some really nasty swoopy shots now of videos. The other thing that I think it's important to note is that we fairly early on decided we weren't going to spend a huge amount of money on advertising. We wanted people to discover us organically, which is a really tough gig, especially when other companies are spending a lot of money on advertising. But advertising only just gets people paying attention to you. It doesn't.
Because on Monday, Mitsubishi announced a new trim level for the 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid.
It doesn't necessarily mean that people carry on paying attention to you as time goes on.
Announced a new trim level for the 2016 Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid. The new trim, GX5HS, sits above the existing GX.
The other thing I should note is that I'm currently working on a book, which is going to take forever at this stage, because I just don't have a huge amount of time to work on it. But I am working on a book at the moment, which is a disaster book. Kind of a disaster movie style thing, and I am working on that as a side project. I'm also working on
5HS sits above the existing GX5H trim level and pushes the 5-seat mid-size crossover plug-in hybrid a little closer to the luxury end of the market.
I'm also so I'm working on lots of different things at once at the moment, which is keeping me busy. But I'm also waiting to hear if I've got to go into hospital at some point, which would be fun. To become a cyborg. I'm already a cyborg.
The market. Alongside full leather interior, all-round camera and heated seats front and rear, the new trim level brings in lane departure warning and a host of other advanced safety features.
Alright. Going to put this nice bit of Outlander here.
Features designed to make the Outlander PHEV cross-shop a little better against cars like the Volvo XC90 T8 and upcoming Audi Q7 plug-in hybrid.
There you go. So I've got to get those two in here as well. So Volvo TX90 T8. Whoops. Nice shot of that car. There you go. Sorry, if I'm holding my breath, I do apologise. It's something that I do, and I don't know why I do it. It tends to freak family members out because the condition I've got means that if I'm not careful, I can actually. It affects my it's to do with my heart rhythm, and so if I hold my breath, sometimes people think I'm, I don't know, having a heart attack or something. It's a bit weird. But Volvo cars, Audi.
C90 T8 and upcoming Audi Q7 plug-in hybrid. We're not sure if the improved trim, both at the GX5H and GX5H.
Oh.
We're not sure if the improved trim, both at the GX5H and GX5HS levels, will make a huge difference. But from $43,399 for the GX5H and $45,000. We're not sure if the improved trim, both at the GX5H and GX5HS levels, will make a huge difference, but from $43,399 for the GX5H and $45,499 for the GX5HS, neither model does come cheap. And add in the news from the UK government's plug-in car incentive programme from this week, and you might think twice about splashing out on that Mitsubishi. That's because on Thursday, the UK government unveiled the final details of its new tiered electric vehicle incentive program due to begin in February and run until at least 2018 is something we've talked about on the show before, but this is the first time we've had full details.
Have I noticed any differences in opinions regarding EV ownership between the UK and the US? Well, you've got to remember that I live in the Pacific Northwest now, so I live in Portland. Nearest, damn it, I don't actually live in Portland, but I'm close enough. If I say I live in Portland, people know where I am. Yes, there is a difference. Short answer. Long answer, it seems to be different depending on who you talk to and what knowledge they have. Generally, I think people are very positive in this area. It's no longer it doesn't feel like it's a thing that is considered to be strange or unusual. It's just part of owning a car. I think people go, oh, you own a Leaf, how is that? How do you enjoy that? Occasionally you'll hear people who are, or see people who are idiots. I mean, we had, actually I got we got whatchamacallited not too long ago. Someone rolled coal on us, which just, I was like, did they just roll coal on our car? I think they did. Oh, that's stupid. And then I walked on. So, no, not a huge difference, really. Mr. Cameron, I've got to do Mr. Cameron, I'm sorry. Ugh. Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cameron. Making rich people richer.
And that's because on Thursday, the UK government unveiled the final details of its new tiered electric vehicle incentive program. The program, due to begin in February and run until at least 2018, and that's because on Thursday, the UK government unveiled the final details of its new tiered electric vehicle incentive program. The program, due to begin in February and run until at least 2018, is something we've talked about on the show before, but this is the first time we've had full details. As we explained on Thursday, the UK government's new £400 million commitment to plug-in cars
I'm looking for some British footage. Coming up short.
is something we've talked about on the show before, but this is the first time we've had full details. As we explained on Thursday, the UK government's new £400 million commitment to plug-in cars comes with a catch. You'll no longer get a £5,000 flat grant for buying a plug-in car. Instead, if your car costs under 60 grand and does more than 70 miles in zero emission mode, you'll get £4,500 towards the cost of your car.
I know what I'm going to use. I've got some B-roll from the UK. That's not the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. Yay, thank you, Kia. Didn't expect Kia to be the guys providing me with the B-roll, but hey, look, you take what you can get. I think this is in East. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it does look a bit like Portsmouth, doesn't it? I think you're probably right. I think it probably is Portsmouth. I think that's where they're based.
You'll no longer get a £5,000 flat grant for buying a plug-in car.
That's a previous generation Outlander, which I know I can use if I need to. I should also have some British. Okay, I'm gonna have to do the. Oh! We got some chase footage here. This is not great. Oh, that's okay. Chase shots. I guess I can probably use a bit of that. Maybe. Oh, here we go. No, it's downloadable for press, official members of the press. What I'm seeing now, what I'm doing now, this is actually my B-roll footage. I made this. Oh. See if I can get a little bit better. Oof. There we go. That'll do.
Car. Instead, if your car costs under 60 grand and does more than 70 miles in zero emission mode, you'll get £4,500 towards the cost of your car. If it
There we go. See you later, Ryan. Cheers.
no longer get a £5,000 flat grant for buying a plug-in car. Instead, if your car costs under 60 grand and does more than 70 miles in zero emission mode, you'll get £4,500 towards the cost of your car. If it does less than 70 miles in a zero emission mode, you'll only get £2.5 grand. And
there are two further energy modes available to the driver. Battery charge mode is activated by a switch adjacent to the joystick, and
if it does less than 70 miles in a zero emission mode, you'll only get £2.5 grand. And if your car costs more than 60,000 quid, you won't get a penny, presumably because the government is worried about the political backlash of helping people buy Tesla Model S sedans.
Whoops. Right, where's my Tesla Model S?
cool.
Where's the shot of the side of the car? There we go. That's obviously a Tesla. I don't care what anybody says. Dirt. I'm so looking forward to getting my nice new hard drives in.
Backlash of helping people buy Tesla Model S sedans. Interestingly, though, the base Model S.
What happened?
S sedans. Interestingly, though, the base Model S 70D will still be eligible as its list price is £56,200 before incentives. So if you want a plug-in, that might be the car for you.
Let's see if anyone sees me in the Easter egg there. I'm actually in that shot. Finish with a nice one. Yay!
If it does less than 70 miles in a zero emission mode, you'll only get £2,500. And if your car costs more than 60,000 quid, you won't get a penny, presumably because the government is worried about the political backlash of helping people buy Tesla Model S sedans. Interestingly, though, the base Model S 70D will still be eligible as its list price is £56,200 before incentives. So if you want a plug-in, that might be the car for you. Interestingly, though, the base Model S 70D will still be eligible as its list price is £56,200 before incentives. So if you want a plug-in, that might be the car for you. It's also worth noting that the changes also halve the amount of money that you can get to help install a charging station for your car. So if you want to do that, best do it before February. From one set of regulatory changes to another now, but this time in California, where the California DMV has published a set of proposed rules governing the use of autonomous vehicles on the state's roads. We'll not get into every detail here.
Hello to those who have joined me. Just going through sorting out my my lower thirds and all the videos that go Delphi automotive.
From one set of regulatory changes to another now, but this time in California, where the California DMV has published a set of proposed rules governing the use of autonomous vehicles on the state's roads.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I did Mr. Cameron properly, as best I could. Alright, so then we're going to go with some Audi piloted drive.
Are that I'll get it.
Conditions on highway number 5. The Audi A7 is equipped with a lot of series technologies, as well as brand new developed sensors. With all that, the car is able to brake, accelerate, and initiates lane changes up to 70 miles per hour. That leaves a strong impression.
So that was interesting because I realised they called it Highway Number 5. Interstate 5. I-5. Interesting. I'd never noticed that before. Ah! Whoops. I've got nothing against Chris Urmson, the guy who's at the Google self-driving project, but I just want to make sure that I can put this in a little bit more cleanly. So I'm going to use Google's stuff without it. I'm going to put Google brackets alphabet.
Aside from precluding autonomous Johnny Cab-style taxi services, also makes it impossible for anyone who cannot physically drive a car from owning and operating an autonomous vehicle. Something we, and Google we note, are not that happy about. Other proposed regulations include we note, are not that happy about. Other proposed regulations include Other proposed regulations include giving automakers trial permits for 3 years so that autonomous vehicles have to prove themselves roadworthy before more concrete regulations are made, as well as a heap of requirements concerning cybersecurity and vehicle testing. It's a
You know what, I haven't got the thing that I need, so I'm just going to link this in. Maybe it's on the desktop. So while that video downloads, I'm just going to go into footage, furniture, sorry, and I'm going to take my 10 bug, my channel bug, as done by the wonderful Jen Dolari. Thank you, Jen.
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. These stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today? Just head to our website at transportevolved.com/TEN.
Perfect. I'm going to need to make this a bit bigger now so you can see all the different... You see all these layers? This is what goes into making 10 every week, people. It's hard work. Alrighty. So, that'll do. I'm using a lot of different footage today from a lot of different people, which is one of the reasons why I'm working. It's taking a lot of extra time.
See sense before those proposed regulations become law. From one future vision to another, we head to Europe this week, where Nissan teased a new video hinting at how we could one day charge our cars.
Oops. Pressed the wrong button. There we go. I need to find some more B-roll for this, so just give me a second. Together be right. Technology preview. Media. So I'm just trying to find some more inductive charging footage from Nissan. What you're not seeing is the other screen where I'm I'm looking through to try and find it. Well, I can't find any, so I think I'm just going to have to go with what I've already got, which is fine. Alright, I can't find any, so meh. That's kind of Yeah, I do. I do everything myself. We run on a. Thank you, by the way. I'm sorry if you've been watching this and trying to figure out what's going on. Transport Evolved essentially is just me for the most part. Mark helps out when he can. Michael Thwaite does the back end, but it's just us. It's my business. We operate on a super tight budget, so all the money we get is from our Patreon campaign. So that's the only money that we get from our Patreon. So that is all the money we get a month to do everything. I'm going to whatchamacallit, CES next month. Everything else is just where it the way it works, just where I get it from. Okay, let me just find my Nissan Leaf stuff. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted here because I'm trying to. That's a really short video, and I have no idea how I'm going to make this look longer than that. So bear with me.
The war. From one future vision to another, we head to Europe this week, where Nissan teased a new video hinting at how we could one day charge our cars. As we explained on Thursday, the short 20-second video alludes to the impending production of a new 7-kilowatt wireless inductive charging system that Nissan has been testing in its laboratories for the past few years.
Okay, so I need to find some NissanNews.com. I have to go on a bit of a hunt for this. Okay, now I know where I'm looking. So December 6th, 2011. December.
Make so that we shift.
Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Nah. Please excuse me, I've got a parcel that's just arrived. So I just need to download a video anyway, so let me do that while I go get it. Okay, in from Las Vegas. All right. Okay. I also need my media. Oh, actually, you know what? I might have some of these photos from the Nissan downloads. I wonder if I have any. Oh, that's the Volvo. That is no good. Yeah, I already had that. I knew I had it, but that's fine. Alright, just give me a second. I've got to find the stuff that I needed. Nissan Technical Center. Whoops. Tour. So Nissan has like 15 different websites, and I have to. It's not easy to remember which site all the stuff is on. There you go. Nissan Advanced Technology Tour. Right. Photos. Nissan Advanced Charging System. So we'll have that one. Whoops. We'll have it in the high res, please. Then we'll have that one in the high res, and we'll have that one in the high res, that one in high res, that one in high res, and they don't have any video, unfortunately, which is a pain in the butt, frankly. Inductive. Wow. Okay, so we don't have any inductive charging photos, but that's inductive charging videos, unfortunately. Thanks, Nissan. But we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 yonk, which we'll bring in, and we can use those as well. So
we could one day charge our cars. As we explained on Thursday, the short 20-second video alludes to the impending production of a
one. Oops. 1, 2. 3. And then, oops. I'm going to have to do some stupid effects on that. I'm going to use a previous version of the wireless charging system. I don't like that, but it's... what am I going to do? Okay.
As we explained on Thursday, the short 20-second video alludes to the impending production of a new 7-kilowatt wireless inductive charging system that Nissan has been testing in its laboratories for the past few years. In the press release accompanying the video, Nissan promises that the technology will be perfect for wirelessly charging the 60...
Ah, yes. Perfect. Distort, Ken Burns. Whoop. I hate using Ken Burns, but what you gonna do? Whoop, whoop, yep, whoop. Okay. Left to right. By the way, I'll be at CES, so if there's anybody watching from a company who's going to be there, get in touch, because I want to see all the things. All the things that, you know, deserve to be seen.
Charge our cars. As we explained on Thursday, the short 20-second video alludes to the impending production of a new 7-kilowatt wireless inductive charging system that Nissan has been testing in its laboratories for the past few years. In the press release accompanying the video, Nissan promises that the technology will be perfect for wirelessly charging the 60 kilowatt-hour longer range battery pack. It's also preparing for production sometime in the next few years.
Well, I know I've got that video. Where is it? Oh no, I shouldn't have put that in the Top Gear clips. Duh. Okay, cool. I had to re-import a video that I'd forgotten I had not got. I had it previously, but I somehow lost it. Okay. That'll do. Out of interest, those of you who thought, did you think somebody else did the video? Like it was just a, I don't know, like a professional setup or something? I'm curious. For those who are, you know, are watching.
From one future vision to another, we head to Europe this week, where Nissan teased a new video hinting at how we could one day charge our cars. As we explained on Thursday, the short 20-second video alludes to the impending production of a new 7-kilowatt wireless inductive charging system that Nissan has been testing in its laboratories for the past few years. In the press release accompanying the video, Nissan promises that the technology will be perfect for wirelessly charging the 60 kilowatt-hour longer range battery pack. We're yet to be convinced wholeheartedly of the benefits of wireless charging, but this video does the best job yet of making us want it on our car, because it just shows someone pulling up at a curbside parking space and the car auto-magically charging. We're yet to be convinced wholeheartedly of the benefits of wireless charging, but this video does the best job yet of making us want it on our car, because it just shows someone pulling up at a curbside parking space and the car auto-magically charging. Rocks. Continuing that futuristic theme, South Korean... wireless charging, but this video does the best job yet of making us want it on our car, because it just shows someone pulling up at a curbside parking space and the car auto-magically charging. Rocks.
Okay, that's the best I'm going to do with that one, I think. Partly because I'm constrained on time, and partly because I didn't have much to go with. I don't normally put a story in that doesn't have B-roll footage, and I'm kind of kicking myself a little bit for that, but it's okay. See if I can find something from Hyundai. No. Nope, nothing there for Hyundai, so I'm just going to go with Kia for this one. I know I've got that because I downloaded it yesterday. Where are you? Where are you?
Continuing that futuristic theme, South Korea. Continuing that futuristic theme, South Korean automaker Kia and its sister company Hyundai were celebrating their own futuristic piece of news this week after being granted autonomous vehicle license plates for the US state of Nevada. The plates will go on some prototype autonomous Kia Soul EV. EVs being sent to the region, as well as the world's first hydrogen fuel cell autonomous vehicle in the form of a prototype self-driving Hyundai Tucson FCV.
Hyundai Tucson FCV, where are you? Come to me. Hyundai Tucson FCV. Hyundai Tucson FCV. There you are. That'll do. The end is in sight.
Driving Hyundai Tucson FCV. As you can see from Kia's footage, Kia has already got Tucson FCV. On FCV. As you can see from Kia's footage, Kia has already got its cars performing the usual autonomous driving maneuvers on its test tracks, so too has Hyundai, and its graduation into the real world of Nevada should help them prepare its autonomous drive technology for launch sometime in the next 10 years or so.
No. You'll be coming back here. Great.
Autonomous vehicle in the form of a prototype self-driving Hyundai Tucson FCV. As you can see from Kia's footage, Kia has already got its cars performing the usual autonomous driving manoeuvres on its test tracks, so really screw everyone's plans up.
I just realised my dogs make an impromptu appearance in this week's show, just because of the noise they make in the background. But it's one of those things.
Which brings us to our final story, one in which the plans are so screwed up that poor old Japanese automaker Toyota has found itself having to step in.
Sorry. Excuse me. I'm looking for another bit of B-roll. Just bear with me. I'm going to have to search within their videos, I think. Wow, that's a really bad video.
Then you can disconnect the nozzle and place it back on the dispenser.
No luck. Right. Do. Okay.
Which brings us to our final story, one in which the plans are so screwed up that poor old Japanese automaker Toyota has found itself having to step in. You see, as we reported at the...
Hey Steve, I didn't want to use your B-roll footage and associate it with Nissan in case you guys got, in case you didn't think I was being fair to you guys. But if you're happy for me to use your B-roll footage in that particular story, which has nothing to do with the Nissan system, then I'm happy to throw a bit in. In fact, I could probably throw in a bit there. Let me do that then. Ba 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 ba. Oops. Ba 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 ba. Plugless power, where are you? Plugless power, wireless charging. You know what? I'm going to use a bit of that. I love that video. I love the way the little boy jumps back and goes, "Oh, it's my stuff!" That's brilliant. Let's shove that up there. Make sure I change that video credit. Evertran, which is your official name. Alrighty. No, it makes it easier for me because then I've got two bits there. Because I was struggling so much. Where are we? Hydrogen fuel cell. Hydrogen fuel cell SUV. No, that's the wrong one. I need the to Mirai. There we go.
Which brings us to our final story, one in which the plans are so screwed up that poor old Japanese automaker Toyota has found itself having to step in. You see, as we reported at the start of the week, Toyota had hoped that the state of California would have plenty of hydrogen fuel filling stations operational by the time it launched its first production hydrogen fuel cell car.
Right, there we go. So, oh no, those are just... Should I use no? Where is it? That's a nice B-roll footage. Has anybody noticed? I've shown this before, but look, this is a magic car. I'm going to show you the magic car of the B-roll footage here. You're all going to love this. Watch. Watch what happens. Okay. I'm going to hit play. Garage door goes up. Alright. Toyota Mirai goes into the garage. Door goes down. Door comes up. The car's turned around. How did that happen? It's witchcraft, I tell you. Witchcraft. Well, Yeah, video editing is not fun. It is a bit like watching paint dry. But thank you. This is how I keep myself entertained, actually. How else is someone going to do it? It's just, you know. Oh dear. Yes. Yes. Boom, 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 boom.
The 2016 Toyota Mirai hydrogen fuel cell sedan back in October. But with only 4 Mirai compatible fueling stations across the state operational, Toyota has now taken matters into its own hands, sending temporary hydrogen fueling trailers to 6 out of the 8 dealerships where the Mirai is sold.
Right, where are those nice photographs? Yoink. Take care.
Sadly, however, they're not a great substitute for a real filling station.
Oh, I'm feeling evil. Evil. Tell me more. Tell me how your filling station is not going to help people refuel their hydrogen car.
Is sold. Sadly, however, they're not a great substitute for a real filling station. They can't operate at the high pressure required to...
I don't know. That's a really good question, and that's a question I don't know the answer to. I'm afraid. It's one I'd like to know the answer to, it must be said. Oops. I hope you all realise that I am going a little slower than I normally would because I'm talking. I'm nattering away while I do this.
However, they're not a great substitute for a real filling station. They can't operate at the high pressure required to give customers cars more than half full. Have to be operated...
Anyone notice the mistake there? No? I did. Good. Glad somebody's paying attention. Toyota.
Around 150 miles between fill-ups, have to visit their dealer during work hours for refuel, and we guess have more range anxiety than your average newbie electric car owner.
I like the fact that he's nodding as I say that. I'm so evil. I'm evil. Evil, I say. Let me just see if I can. Oh, actually, no, that's a rubbish bit there. It's way more than I need. I need an intern really to help me categorize all these all this B-roll. But hey, look where we're at now. So this morning, this is all we've done. We're nearly there.
The result, Toyota Mirai customers can only drive around 150 miles between fill-ups, have to visit their dealer during work hours for refuel, and we guess have more range anxiety than your average newbie electric car owner. And that's most definitely not the way that Toyota wanted its revolutionary hydrogen fuel cell technology to launch. Whoops. Talking of things...
I hope people can hear my voice in that. Alright. I've got to concentrate on this bit.
Whoops, we completely forgot until about half an hour ago that this is the last regular show of the year. So if you've been watching this year, we are very grateful for your company. We are going to try and bash out some special shows over the holiday period, after which we're off to CES and then to a very top secret location for some testing. So we're hoping to be back with you just as soon as we can in the new year. In the meantime, you'll find all the news that's fit to print on our website at transportevolve.com. You can catch up with us on Twitter at transportevolve or check out our latest shows on our usual YouTube channel. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider keeping us independent and impartial by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/transportevolve and pledging your support from as little as $1 per month. You know, if everyone who watched this video made that pledge, it would fund some great new shows and it would also allow us to expand our staff too. So go on, help us out. As always, there's a lot we haven't managed to fit into today's show, including news of the Hyperloop pod building competition in Texas at the end of January, how Nissan is likely to launch a range-extended electric car next year, news of another Chinese-backed automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown, and we give you an update on our long-term Hakkapeliitta R2 winter tyres. So when we're done, be sure to head to our site to read them all. Thanks for watching. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Have a great weekend, have a great Christmas, and until next time, keep evolving.
Alrighty. So, how are we going to do this? I think we're going to go full scale. And I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like that. And we should be good. Now, QuickTime Player. So I'll just show you how I do this last bit, because some of you might find this interesting, some of you may not. Sorry if you don't find it interesting. So what we do is we're going to use QuickTime Player to grab the video, that last bit of video. Ooh, I hit the wrong one. I actually want QuickTime Player. Not launch QuickTime Player 7 for yonks. Didn't even know I still had it. So, done that. And then we're going to go a new screen recording. Click on that. This is so high tech. We're going to click to record the full screen, which is what it's going to be doing now. We're going to go full size. And then we literally just scroll down. Like that. And I go back over here. And then I scroll down. I bet you thought it was high tech. Then I click here, scroll down. Boom, 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 boom. New, 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 new. New, 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 new. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, there you have it. That is basically how we do it. Then we hit the stop button. We save that as also is 106. It's that simple. And then we go back up here and we import media. Desktop also is 106.
Including news of the Hyperloop pod building competition in Texas at the end of January. How Nissan is likely to launch a range-extended electric car next year. News of another Chinese-backed automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown.
I did actually do that in the right order. I didn't think I did, which is why I'm double checking. Now I want you guys all to know that you're not going to actually see this until late tonight because I've got to and bad things happen. Right. Hackapalita. I love my hackapalitas. They are awesome.
Over the holiday period, after which we're off to CES and then to a very top secret location for some testing. So we're hoping to be back with you just as soon as we can in the new year. In the meantime, you'll find all the news that's fit to print on our website at transportevolve.com. You can catch up with us on Twitter at transportevolve or check out our latest shows on our usual YouTube channel. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider keeping us independent and impartial by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/transportevolve and pledging your support from as little as $1 per month. You know, if ever...
Right, okay, cool. So go to furniture. I can taste the finish, which is good because I'm hungry and I need the loo. Not that you needed that to know that really, but that's... Let it all hang out.
All the news that's fit to print on our website at transportevolve.com. You can catch up with us on Twitter at transportevolve or check out our latest shows on our usual YouTube channel. And if you liked what you saw today, please consider keeping us independent and impartial.
Ooh, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I may have screwed up there.
Partial by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/transportevolve and pledging your support from as little as $1 per month. You know, if everyone who watched this video made that pledge, it would fund some great new shows and it would also allow us to expand our staff too. So go on, help us out.
Ah! That's not what it should be doing. Alright.
Automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown, and we give you an update on our long-term Hakkapeliitta R2 winter.
Excellent.
That pledge. It has funded some. Everyone who watched this video made that pledge. It has funded some great new shows, and it would also allow us to expand our staff too. So go on, help us out. As always, there's a lot we haven't managed to fit into today's show, including news of the Hyperloop pod building competition in Texas at the end of January, how Nissan is likely to launch a car next year, news of another Chinese-backed automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown, and we give you an update on our long-term Hakkapeliitta R2, how Nissan is likely.
See, this is why I watch it.
To launch a range-extended electric car next year, news of another Chinese-backed automaker wanting to steal Tesla's electric car crown.
Alright guys, well this is, I'm just about done now, so you'll see this. This is the last bit.
Keep evolving.
I don't know if anybody actually notices that the video changes, that end video credit changes every week. I don't know if anybody actually notices, but it does. It's one of those things where I go, is that worth me doing? Do people notice that I do that? Or is it kind of like, oh, that's nice, I'm the only person who notices? Every week, this is done by hand. That's not correct. Lift from storyline. Oh no, I lifted the wrong thing from the storyline. What a silly woman! I'm so excited about my new raid cards coming today. I'm so excited. Let's do some Mitsubishi Outlander for this next bit. Oh, that's just taking the mickey. Half a second. Well, that would explain it. Oh dear, it's been an earthquake. Indonesia, magnitude 4.6. Ooh. Is that sad that I have an earthquake monitor on my phone? It's because I live in the Pacific Northwest. Yep, I'm getting raid set up.
Okay.
Oh, no. No, you don't. Thank you.
Till next time, keep evolving.
And change now. And change. Good. Sorry, do you not like me clicking? Do you not like that? Do you want me to shut up? You are a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Oh, I can use some Delphi. I do like the Delphi autonomous driving video. That was good. You are a good puppy. You are a good boy. Yeah. You're a very good boy. today's show. Oh, we've got to have the wireless charging. Inductive charm, maybe. We're going to have... What did we have in today's show? UK government... Oh, the Jaguar, of course. We've got to have the Jaguar. Got to have the Jag. The Jag with its awesomeness. I just love this. It's just so Tron-esque. Yes! That is it! I have the thing I need. Awesome. That is just Jeremy Clarkson in the extreme. That's just bloody beautiful. This feels like it's off now. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, yeah, it is. It's way off. Way off. Why did you go out of sync? Hang on, I need to concentrate on this. Problem is, it's very hard to see whether it's on or... Three, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you're a bit behind. Just like half a second. Thank you, that's better. Whew, can't be off. Okay. Japan. Nissan. Nope. No. You come here. You go there. You go there. Oh, I've just got to do that last bit now. El Capitan. Companion. Shall we go old school? Shall I bring some really old school Nicky action in on this? I don't even know if it's going to open. Might break the thing. Oh no, there he goes. There's nothing in there though. Oh no! There's nothing in there. Alright. Poop. Open library, other. Maybe one with stuff in it this time. Let's do the Tesla Model S P85D, which you guys haven't... Oh, it's not there. Okay, we have a bit of a problem here. Obviously, stuff's gone missing. Let's do Oslo, London to Tesla thing then. Ugh, go on. Which again, I haven't... Oh, for goodness sake. Fleur. Maybe I have lost a lot of stuff that I thought I had. This is not good. This is very not good. Oh, I know where it is! I know where it is! I'm just being an idiot. Just need to relink the files. Okay, I'm going to let it do that. I'm going to nip to the loo. Right, relinking all the files. Okay. Looks like we've got some stuff now. Fantastic hotel barking Viking last night. It's a frigging ship that sailed. It was made in 1907 and it sailed around the world for... That'll do. I see I don't have enough time to edit all these. I wish I could have someone edit these for me because I got so much. I have so many videos that would just be brilliant to have on Transport Evolved, on the network, but I can't do everything. I'd like to, but I can't. Sorry. Woo! Chicka-choo, chicka-chicka-choo, choo-choo-choo. Yay! It's all done. Yay! And just for your delectations, I will now export it.
On this week's show, Jaguar returns to single-seat racing with a Formula E entry, Nissan hints at what charging your car in the future will be like, and Toyota finds it's hard to drive hydrogen cars if there are no hydrogen fueling stations around. And these stories and more coming up next on 10. Enjoying today's show on YouTube and want to read the stories we're referring to today? Just head to our website at transportevolved.com/TEN, where you'll find today's show notes as well as links to the latest future car news, buying guides, tech primers and car reviews. It's Friday, December 18th, 2015. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and here's the final regular 10 show until next year because, well, it's Christmas next week, and I'm pretty sure that you don't want a show that day. Getting on with the news of the week, we start today's show with a massive milestone for the Chademo Association, the official body charged with maintaining and promoting the Chademo DC Quick Charge Standard. As we reported on Wednesday, the Chademo Association has announced that there are now more than 10,000 Chademo-compliant DC quick charging stations around the world, more than double the number that there were this time last year. The actual figure is 10,156, at least it was as of midweek, and the association says more than one half of all electric cars in the world today use the standard to quickly replenish their battery packs. So well done to the Chademo Association and all of those who've helped make longer distance trips more pleasurable for electric car owners. Of course, Chademo isn't just a standard for getting power into an electric car battery. It can also be used to pull power out of an electric vehicle's battery pack, making it possible to use an electric vehicle or a hydrogen fuel cell car as a backup power supply in the event of a disaster. And this week, that's just what was going on in Japan, when the International Research Institute of Disaster Science, or IRADES for short, held a mock earthquake disaster drill to see how electric cars, like the Nissan ENV200 minivan, could be used to provide emergency power to a disaster command centre. This time, the team actually used a low-powered 100-volt inverter rather than a Chademo vehicle-to-home system to pull power from two all-electric minivans, but despite the low-tech solution, the drill was hailed an absolute success. What's more, it demonstrated how any of us could do the same thing with a plug-in car, given the proper equipment, of course. So next time the power goes out, remember your electric car could help you out. From using electric cars as backup power supplies to entertainment now, with the news from British automaker Jaguar Land Rover this week that it intends to enter the world of single-seat motorsport for the first time since 2004, with an official team entry for the third annual all-electric FIA Formula E race series. Jaguar, which left Formula One back when it was still owned by Ford, announced its triumphant return with a suitably electrifying video, release of its official race design for the 2016-2017 season, and the promise that its time on the racetrack will help bring all-electric who may not have seen it before.
Okay, it's going to be my money shot, and then I have to go, I'm afraid, folks, because I have to spend the afternoon dealing with kid stuff. But hopefully you will all be satisfied knowing that Transport Evolved is on its way. 10 will be coming this afternoon. It won't be pushed live until 3 or 4 this afternoon, but it will be pushed live. Right, guys, that's me done. I will see you all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.